Hello everyone and welcome. This is Andrea, the Girl Plus Paper. In this video, I am making a layout specifically for the creative design team collaboration. It comes from our Everyday Moments Cricut collection, and it is the layout that is called Forever Friends. I've adapted this layout just a bit to work with my Grand Floridian afternoon tea party photos of my girls. So you might notice that I have added a few extra details, changed it up a little bit, and made it work just for my needs. Now let's go over to my crafting area so that I can show you how I assemble this layout. First of all, let's go into my design space and we're going to look at the Everyday Moments collection until I find that Forever Friends layout. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and insert this onto my design space. Now, I wanted a border of the ruby cardstock to peek out. This patterned paper from yesterday and today was meant to go all the way to the edge, but I decided to size it down just a little bit from 12 by 12 down to an 11.5 by 11.5 cut, so that this way I had the ruby poking out from behind as a border. Now picked up my gold shimmer brush and I am just using my finger to go ahead and flex some of the gold sparkle onto my page. I want it to shimmer just a little bit and build up more texture. And although it's hard to pick up on the video, it just adds another layer of interest to the layout. So I'm just going to tape this down ever so lightly, and I am going to go ahead just for a moment. I'm going to pause this and we are going to speed up the video. Okay, so here is our beautiful floral overlay. I have not cut any of the backing pieces. They were meant to have little pieces of color underneath, but I wanted it to just be a subtle touch to my layout. And I am just trying to figure out where I want the photos to be placed. And once I'm happy with that, I'm trying to get my liquid glass going here. Third time is actually a charm though. It's going to start flowing right now. So I'm just lightly tacking it down here and there with the liquid glass because I want to still be able to slide some of my elements like my photos underneath in certain areas of this layout. And I noticed that there were a few pieces that were meant to come out, a few of the negatives that are still sticking around, so I'm just poking those out here. Okay, now I'm going to just go ahead and adhere down my photos, just make sure I have the placement right again, and I actually ended up placing those down a little bit underneath the overlay, a little more than I thought that I was going to, and I liked it that way. And I realized here that I shouldn't have tacked that down because I want that to go over the photo. So I had enough time that I could pick it up quickly. The liquid glass hadn't adhered. So the photos are going into place. And now I'm going to show you, hopefully, I used this Forever Friends element. I got rid of the actual wording and I duplicated the beige or ivory colored shape. And I should call it French vanilla, right? I duplicated it and then I changed it into a ruby color and just sized it to make a background for it. The sentiment was one that I found on Access, and I thought that that just worked really nicely with my tea party layouts. I didn't want to go with the Forever Friends because, you know, these are my daughters, not friends. So sometimes they're best of friends, but we'll just leave that there. So now I'm using that gold shimmer brush, and I'm going to just go ahead and add a little bit of shimmer to the edge of that beautiful saffron piece that I've cut out behind. I have cut some of the roses out of ruby as well, and I've cut gold foil paper for the overlays. This is one of my favorite combinations, to put the gold over the flowers. And it actually might be hard to see in this layout, but that is pretty much what the china looks like at the afternoon tea at the Grand Floridian Hotel in Disney. So I am using one foam dot on some of the roses, and then I'm going to actually see double up there. I used two on some of them because I wanted the flowers to go up and down a little bit more off the page. So I'm just going to stick those down now that I'm happy with the arrangement. And then I move over to the julep leaves. I've cut them out of julep and I'm topping them with cardstock. And I wanted to just make mention of the fact that sometimes it's hard to glue down to the glitter paper julep glitter paper. But using the liquid glass, I tacked it in just a few spots and it really held well. So not only do I adhere the two layers together, but I also use liquid glass to go ahead and, adhere down the flowers, the leaves to the page in this case. And I've started to decide where I want to put those leaves. There we go. That one, I'm going to put a little glass. That one's now down permanently. And the two middle ones, I'm just going to play with a second. I think that this one, there we go. I like the way that that flows across the page. It moves your eye really nicely. Now, there were these pretty little cutouts, and I decided that they needed just a touch of gold shimmer as well. So you'll see me going ahead and brushing those with the brush, and then just putting a little bit of liquid glass down. And I rarely decide on where my elements are going to go till I'm in the middle of placing them. I move them around a lot and decide where I think they look best. And that one I want to put down a little bit. And again, with the gold brush. I'm sorry that the camera's not picking it up very well, but it just adds a subtle little touch without being too overbearing or competing with the gold foil in the layout. And now I've just taken some of the vellum pieces from our Yesterday and Today collection. And you'll see I'm playing with a few of them to see if I like where they go or if I even like them on the layout. And it takes me a few tries to decide what I want to do and where I want to put them. And I finally decided that one should rest up there. So I just put a little bit of liquid glass down and place it. And I decide that this is actually part of the overlay, the vanilla piece that you see there. And I decided that I wanted to add some gold on there as well. Just needed it. That one's a little too big. Yeah, I'm just not happy with this piece. It's just out of scale for the layout. I want these pieces to add to my layout. I don't want to feel like they are taking anything away. And I do like the size and the scale of this one. And I think this time, instead of going for another vine, I'm going to go for like this little tiny designy flowery thing. Just a dab of liquid glass and there we go. And I want to go over some of these elements to give it a little gold sparkle. And it's going to take this little while to really dry and all. So one of the tips that I found is that if you go over them with liquid glass, it will actually lock in the gold shimmer from the gold shimmer brush. So that's what I've done. I've puddled some of that liquid glass on top of what I've just coated with the gold shimmer brush, and it works out beautifully. Okay, so now I'm just adding a few plain pearls here and there in the cluster on the bottom and then the cluster of flowers up on the top. And there's 3 down below and there's 5 up on top. But I turned my layout this way, I didn't stick my hands in the liquid glass, which could very easily happen. I really like the way the layout turned out. So here you'll see a little bit of a close-up, and I just want to stop and talk to you a moment about the creative design team. I hope that you enjoy the collaboration that we've put together for you. The women on this team are just amazing artists. The artistry here is incredible. And I just encourage you to hop through and see everybody's project in their video and see what they've made to offer, because you're going to be blown away by the artistry. If you do not have the Everyday Moments Cricut collection, I am going to go ahead and include my affiliate link down below in the video description. My Cricut affiliate link, if you click there, will take you over to Cricut.com, where you can go ahead and make the purchase of this collection. And please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you've not already done so. This way you don't miss any of our creative design team collaborations or any other projects that I'm going to be creating for you here on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much and have a creative day.